So as you can see now, I'm just starting to create that AI. So we're creating it from Python. So first of all, let's make some space on directory for it. So first of all, we go to E drive or whatever you wanted to prefer. I just set it to E drive, and there we go. And I think I have a folder called projects. Okay, let's go and create a new folder. Let's call this projects. Inside the project, I'm just going to create a new folder to just make it everything neat and tidy. So let's name the project, what's it called? Okay, Python AI. So now we have opened that. So in order to create this type of AI, I have two softwares, Visual Studio Code and Python. If you have Python installed, then good. If not, then you have to install it from python.org. And Visual Studio Code is just a code editor. Okay, so we first of all hold down Shift and right click. You have to hold down Shift, then you have to right click, then you can select Open PowerShell window here. When you click Open PowerShell window here, it will open like that. There, Windows PowerShell. And now you have to write their code in order to open a Visual Studio Code window here. So let's open code there, and it will open code there. So it will open the code here. So now you can see that I have just created like that, and now you have to click Control N in order to create a new file. Now hit Control S in order to save it, and you have to save it where you want it. I'm just going to be saving it into the projects and Python AI, and here let's call this index file. This is not HTML tutorial, but still we'll calling it index file. So let's select the type Python and let's hit save. So now it will save it as index.py there, and you have a newly created Python file. Okay, so let me just zoom it to something. There we go. So okay, so but first of all, before starting the video, I'm just going to tell you something that I will not use this one. This interpreter means this code runner I will not use. I will use idle to run my code because it's smooth and it's clear to use on. So let me open up idle instead. So let's open idle, and it will take some time to open up idle. And now I will open this file into idle. So let's go and open that. And I know something is messy with you, that if you have not learned Python before, I will create a new series on Python. So you can see they're both blanked because I haven't written anything in it. So let's go and start writing. But before writing, I have to say you that first of all you have to access to your internet connection. Okay, then you go to PowerShell where you have written code before. You should write there pip install pytest3. You have to write that. And because I have not connected to my internet connection, because I have already installed it, but you have to connect to internet connection. It will download 5 to 6 MB some files and then automatically install it. You have to do it, and basically you have to install Python before doing it, else it will not work. So when you will press enter, it will download and install everything automatically. But okay, what I'll do, I'll just hit enter because I have already installed it. So if I just already installed it, it says that wait a second, it will, right, requirement already satisfied means it is already installed on my device. You have to do it once, then you can do it every time. So after you have installed that, then right there import pytest3. So here we have installed it. Now we have to import it. So import pytest3. You have to write it here. After writing that, if you have learned Python, then you can see it's a module of Python. I'm just going to be starting some Python series and I'll tell you everything. So first of all, we wanted our AI to speak something, because if our AI doesn't speak anything, then it is waste. So we'll creating that def. We'll create a function called speak. And if you doesn't know Python, again I'm saying right after me. Okay, don't be worried, I'm just teaching you Python soon as possible. So we are creating a speak function which will take an argument called audio. So okay, so it will speak up whatever I've said. So here we'll say, okay, for now let's going to print something because I have to test that it's working or not. Let's test their speaking something. Something, there we go. And let's create our main method. So let's go main there, and let's call speak function once and try if it doesn't have any errors or something. So let's go and let's type there, wait a second, let me just state it here, and let's call this audio. That's, you have to speak the audio, print the audio what you have written, and then you can go there. Let's save the file by hitting Control S, and let's go to idle and hit Alt plus F5 to run the file. Let's check if it's rates some to speak something there. Means our function is working correctly. Really cool. So now we wanted our AI to speak something. So for that we have to use the PyText. So first of all, we'll create here a variable called engine, and we'll equal it to by PyText. So we'll get it from the PyText, and inside the PyText class there is a function called init. So you have to use init, and then you have to write there inside the quotes SAPI5. Now what is SAPI5? If you have some knowledge about Microsoft, SAPI5 is something which is related to Windows operating system. SAPI5 is a callback audio assistant, something called, you can say, something who is a computer who speaks something. So you have to, if you wanted to access her or him, you have to use SAPI5. It's the sample 5 or something, I don't know. So you have to do it, and you have to store it in an engine variable. It's from PyText init function. So there we goes. Okay, so we have done that. Then we have to say voices. We create one more variable called voices, and will be equals to engine dot get property. Okay, and you have to see that capitalization is very important in it. So you have to get the property called, and this is going to be in the single voices. So you have to get the property voices. Okay, then you have to go and say engine dot set property. This time, last time you're getting the property, now you have to set property, and the property name is voice. Remember, it is voices, means s there, but it is only voice, and this thing matters. Now let's give it a comma, and what the value you have to enter is comes from the voices variable. It's type of array dot id. So now you have two types of voices inside your function, 0 for a male voice and 1 for a female voice. If you will go here and write there print our voices variable which we have created, then it will print out voices. So let me see you something. Let's print it. So there it goes. So it have the two voice objects that you can see, and voice dot voice object, and you can see voices means, okay, wait a second, I just say you something. I have something error. Yes, so you have to give it, you have to print out voices 0 dot id. Let's print that. Means the first voice id, I'm sorry, means the first voice id you have to print, and that's of a boy called David. That voice is of a boy called David of 0, and if you enter there 1, then you will see that it's the voice of a girl called Zira. So means 1 for girl and 0 for boy. So, and we'll be using for we wanted a girl voice because it's up to you, you wanted which voice you wanted to use. In this tutorial I'm just gonna showing you with the girl voice. So let's enter 1 there inside. Clear. So now we wanted our AI to speak something. So we'll go here and we'll say engine dot say. Okay, and what does this function do? Its function tell us that you have to say something. It tell us the SAPI 5 to say something, means it tell us the Windows operating system to say something, which is stored in this variable audio. Means in short, what we wanted to say will be said here. So say, and what we have to say is the audio. So audio. So whenever we call the speak function and whenever we enter some value inside this, it will be speaked by the operating system. Now we have to give it engine dot run and wait. Now what does it do? You can say runs an event loop until all commands executed completed, blocks during the loop, returns the quick is cleared. It means that until one thing is said, means if the engine said one thing, then while it is not completely said, means the sentence is not completely said, then nothing will happen after it. So first of all, engine have to say one thing completely, then it have to enter something else, which was done by engine dot run and say. So if this time if we try to speak up this command, speak something. So let's enter, instead of like there, hi, my name is Jarvis, and let me tell you one cool thing, that if you're speaking something, then please print something it, then print it as well, because if you will not print it as well, then user will sometimes confuse. So, and obviously it looks cool if you print something and the engine is speaking the same thing. So far, and if I hit control alt F5 to run it,
Hi, my name is Jarvis.
you can say it very quickly, say my name is Jarvis. So as you can see that if you write everything here, it will be spoken by Jarvis. So in the next video, we'll be finishing out our AI in the part 2. This is part 1. And one more very important thing I wanted to tell you, that if you will say, okay, first of all, let's go here before setting the ID, and we'll go engine dot set property again. Let's use it, and with the property we have to set is this time the rate. I will show you what is rate, and let's enter here the value called 120. I think it's fine. Okay, so what rate will do, it's a speed of saying by AI, means AI, the value is high, then AI will speak faster, and if the value is low, then AI will speak very slow. So if I just make the value very small, like 40, then the AI will speak very slowly. Let's make show you.
Hi, my name is Jarvis.
So it's silly. So it's kind of stupidity. If you wanted to use this kind of properties, there are many properties, and I will, in the next video, I will show you how you can complete this AI. And for now, it's a small AI which will say what you wanted. Like if you wanted to let her say, I love to play cricket. It's a stupidity. So let's copy it and let's paste it here. I don't know if something is, so let's save it and let's try it.
I love to play cricket.
See, so this is how it works. And in the next video will be do speech recognition, that what we have said from mic it will record and then check that what you have to do, at what AI have to do. So in the next video, it's the second part, is very important.